And we're back up to the start. Leander Club A on the right-hand side in the Bucks station. Nottingham Rowing Club and Agecroft Rowing Club on the Bucks station on the left-hand side. This is the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup.
So we've kind of got the development crew on the left-hand side, that Nottingham Agecroft. Their sort of world-class start, which is our development pathway athletes, versus potentially our under-23 GB quad on the right-hand side, racing as Leander Club, coached by Ross Hunter. That Nottingham Rowing Club Agecroft crew is obviously a mix of clubs in there. Got a few different coaches helping from the world-class start programme. Nicola Benevet, Dan Moore and Will Stockton. These guys have met a couple of times already during the season, and usually Leander has had the upper hand on this Nottingham and Agecroft crew. But they're big, strong guys. I'm sure they're going to dig deep. I'm sure we're going to push them as hard as they can.
Agecroft in this race,
and it doesn't matter what regatta it is.
Please acknowledge.
You always feel that sense of nervousness on the start, don't you?
Nottingham.
I think it's one of those feelings that every rower understands.
Oh, definitely. Holding on to those handles and shaking slightly.
Straight and ready. I will start you like this. Attention. Go. Get ready, please.
Even a practice call over is quite nerve-wracking, let alone the real one.
Attention. Go.
Wow, what a start there from Leander on the right-hand side. I mean, they look so slick.
That was strong, wasn't it? They sort of just blasted off the blocks there, and I think they're off to an early lead. Andy Joel in the stroke seat there, giving it some really big strokes early on. Coach at Windsor Boys School as well. Obviously, Windsor Boys taking it against Leander later on today, so he'll have a mixed emotions there. His home club versus the club he coaches at.
And that's a fantastic shot. I mean, look at the oars, look at the unison and the timing. It's one of the really great things about the quad.
It's really tidy to watch, isn't it, when you've got that many blades all moving together in one motion. That was lovely. Lovely to watch there. And very tidy sculling from that Leander quad.
Really composed here, riding with Nottingham Rowing Club and Agecroft Rowing Club. Leander had a really good start, but it does look like Nottingham and Agecroft are starting to move up on them.
Yeah, Andy Joel just sitting there, looking very cool and collected, just sort of looking at just beyond the stern post, not getting fazed by that. He said early on that actually it's quite common for when you, so this is the Leander crew, the near side of the screen to us in the pink. It's quite often to have when you're sort of listed as a favourite for any contender to really just try and blast you in the early stages of the race. And I think that's what Nottingham and Agecroft have done a little bit. They've tried to just rattle them a little bit, but I think looking at their faces in the Leander crew, they look pretty ice cool there. You know, I didn't think they looked too unsettled by what was going on.
Yeah, we saw a little look across there from the three-man Cameron Harrison in the Nottingham and Agecroft crew. They'll start to feel now, they won't even have to really see it, they'll start to feel this crew here from Leander Club A just moving up on them to about a boat length's lead. Great conditions out on the course. Just a little puff of a breeze, but nothing too difficult. And
nothing to blow your hat off, really, is it? It's,
like you said a bit earlier, actually quite ideal conditions to be racing in.
So this sort of talent development crew is very impressive. They've only been together sort of 6 weeks, and they've done a bit of a tour of the UK. They've done sort of 2 weeks in Manchester, 2 weeks in Reading, 2 weeks in Nottingham. I did ask, are they headlining at Glastonbury or Leeds later on in the year? But they have obviously been doing a tour of the country, and it's been paying off. They've been working very well, and they've clearly put themselves together into a unit that's competitive here, and they're giving Leander a good run for their money.
In the Leander quad there, Jack Burns in the stroke seat, Cameron Harrison behind him, Matthew Hayward, Jake Brown, apologies, that's the Nottingham crew. Here on the Leander crew, Andrew Joel, Harry Glenister, Rowan Law and Harry Leask.
Attention.
1
So obviously this Leander crew had a very successful Henley last year, and just looking at how they approach this season, obviously their focus is a bit more on the World Championships this year, which is where they really want to excel the under-23s, so they have focused their season a bit more on that. So whether they've been training a bit harder through this week, that might be a reflection, but this is a great race here. Nottingham and Agecroft are still pushing them, staying in contact.
A great race here, still a bit of overlap. Just pushing out to a bit of clear water now. That looks like a bit of a race-defining move there from Leander Club A.
That wasn't it? I think maybe they were just getting a bit sick and tired of them hanging on, and they just wanted to try and put this race to bed early. A few extra pips on the rate, a bit more power down. It can be like that sometimes. You've got a crew and you've got 4 people in there. It's sort of, you can sort of wait a little bit for someone else to sort of give us the nod that we need to move out and finish the race off, and I think that's obviously probably Bowman there. Harry is just giving them a little cue. Just let's finish this off.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things in the middle of a race that you never want to get caught doing is just sitting there. You know, you really have to be working towards something. And in fleet racing, that can be a little bit easier because you've got a few different crews to work off. But you certainly don't want to get complacent and stuck in a position where you're just keeping the same distance, particularly if it's overlap. That's always danger period. You know, if you're the crew in front, you really want to push out, work a little harder for a little bit more clear water so that you don't have that risk of the crew coming back through.
Exactly, and it's early on a Saturday morning. You know, you've done quite a lot of racing already. The regatta's beginning to set into your legs. You know, you've done another early start. You've gone out on the water at sort of 6 a.m. You know, sometimes it's difficult to find that thing that snaps, that just makes you want to sort of finish it off and get it done. It can be very easy just to sometimes want to just do enough to get through these races, but Leander obviously just punted it along and got going there.
And of course, we've joined this racing from 10 o'clock this morning, but like you say, most of these crews would have come out, done a pre-row very early this morning before the course closed, just to get themselves, you know, into the boat, thinking about what they're doing today, maybe rowing over the course, going through their race plan. So they have done a bit of a session and a race rehearsal this morning, and that's what becomes tiresome over a 5-day regatta, I think. It's not the racing itself. These athletes are more than fit and strong enough to be able to handle one race a day, but it is going through the process, getting yourself up emotionally, psyching yourself up, going through the pre-row process that becomes really draining.
It does. It wears you down. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. You know, a lot of friends and family. It's you know, you're watching your races back after the race. It wears you mentally. But very well put together here, Ross Hunter's Leander crew. It's amazing the standard that Leander have put in these quads over the last few years.
Yeah, really nice row there from the Leander Club A crew to take this semi-final of the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup over Nottingham Rowing Club and Agecroft Rowing Club.
Attention!
Little replay from the start here. We saw a really sleek start there from Leander Club.
Such tidy blade work from the Leander crew there off the start. It's impressive to see when you're trying to put that much power down and you've got, you know, 4 big burly guys like that handling those tiny skinny little oars.
And then just here was where they really started to put the afterburners on and open up that clear water lead over Agecroft and Nottingham.